Um, I want to welcome everyone. Let me tweet that I am switching because I said we were going to do that. Our streamer workshop has begun. Come by with your streaming related questions. All right. Okay, so we are officially now in our streamer workshop. And before you guys flood me with questions, get them ready. And I want to preface this with another disclaimer that I said earlier, but I'm going to repeat it. I want you all to preface your questions with @wanna. That way they'll stand out. Okay. So what I want to talk about right now is a program called OBS. There are multiple programs out there that allow you to stream to Twitch and stream to multiple sites. And OBS is one of the more popular ones because it is totally free. There are versions of XSplit that are licensed for personal use and such, and some that are affordable. But OBS is totally free. That's why a lot of people gravitate to it. And a lot of people also gravitate to it because of its massive support for plugins. A lot of people are writing plugins for OBS. In my experience, more so than XSplit. And that can be a little bit frustrating if you're an XSplit user because like, oh, I support OBS, but I don't support XSplit. So today I want to talk about what a lot of people have asked me. This is like one of my frequently asked questions. This is kind of going to be a starter thing for our streamer workshop that we do. I'm going to go into my brain library and I'm going to ask you, well, I'm not ask you, but I'm going to go in my brain library and regurgitate, that's kind of nasty, some of the frequently asked questions that people have asked me. And it comes from years and years and years of streaming. People come in the chat, they send me messages, forum messages, tweets. How you make your stream look so good, how you make your stream look like this, how you make your stream, what do you use, how much money's involved. I've had people like, I think Ghost, he was like, I'm building something for someone and I need a lot of advice, and I pretty much drew a diagram for him and gave him this giant text blurb. So the question that I get a lot is, what OBS settings should I use? And there's multiple facets to that. And I'm going to start with the most basic. And the most basic stuff, I know there's probably going to be some seasoned people out there who are like, oh, gosh, this is like easy stuff. I thought this was going to be for advanced users. But the most basic, okay. And I want to share with you this link. It's the OBS, and it's not known by everybody, surprisingly. It is the OBS estimator. And a lot of people don't know about this, but it is a very valuable tool, and it is somewhat accurate in a lot of cases. For most new streamers, this will be perfect. This particular piece or this website will estimate what you should set your OBS to. This is a good place to start. So if you're a brand new streamer or you just want to validate what you want to validate the settings that you currently use are okay, you should plug in the information into this website and use that as a guide. And how it works is that it's going to ask you about 4 or 5 questions dealing with your hardware and your network settings. And then when you click this button called Recommend Settings, it's going to give you some recommended OBS settings that you put into the program itself. So let's say, for example, I have a first gen Core i5, like a Core i7 or i7 like a 970, or I have a Sandy Ivy Bridge Haswell processor. Segue. You need to become familiar with your hardware. If you're going to be doing streaming or you're going to be asking questions about your stream and how to set up stuff, become familiar with your hardware. Know what processor you have. Become familiar with the chipsets. So if you hear Sandy Bridge or Haswell or Core i7, or if you hear things about NVIDIA or AMD or Radeon and all these terms, you need to know what you have, because it's going to be hard to solicit help from people if you don't know what your hardware is. So become familiar with what you have. You know, if you got to, go pull out your receipt for your computer if you bought a homegrown one, or if you built one, go get your Newegg or whatever, Amazon. I don't know where you bought your stuff. Get the receipt, get exactly what you have. And if you don't know these terms, that's probably the first thing you should do. That's step 0. So let's say I have a first gen i7, like a 970. This is the processor that I had before. What kind of graphics card do you have? Nah, I have an Intel HD 3000. This is my, I'm going to stream from my laptop. Don't laugh, people do this. What kind of game are you streaming? High motion action, medium motion, RTS, or low motion like turn-based games? I'm going to be streaming Hearthstone. Low motion. Although some of the animations in Hearthstone are a little bit bleh, but let's say we're streaming Hearthstone from our laptop because we just got into this wonderful card game and we want to show the world our skills because we made legendary in 4 days. I know. Okay, how fast is your upload speed? I don't know my upload speed. This is another thing you need to know. So you see all these things you need to know before you even get started streaming are important. You need to know your hardware and you need to know your network. If you don't know your upload speed, do a speed test. Go to speedtest.net. That's like the aficionado site. A lot of people go here, go there. But speedtest.net, run a speed test. Make sure nobody else is watching Netflix. Nobody is downloading torrents or nobody's doing weird things on the internet, downloading the latest version of Angry Birds. Make sure that you got somewhat of a clean set of results because your upload speed is extremely important. I cannot stress how important this is. You could have the best computer in the world, the fastest Core i50 billion, but if you got a 1 megabit up connection, you're going to be streaming garbage relative to what you could be streaming. Okay. So, and one of the things they actually put on here, I just saw this. They have a test at speedtest.net right there. So they have it right there. Let's say I have DSL from AT&T. And my speeds show that I have a 2600 kbps upload because I got the premium package. Now, what is your approximate screen size in-game resolution? This is also important, and you probably should think conservative here. I know everybody wants to stream 720p. I know you're like, man, I'm going to be streaming 1080p, 60,000 frames per second. I'm going to be better than Lyric. All right. But choose a resolution, okay? And if you're just getting started, listen to me, please. Please listen to me because this is going to save you a lot of headache. If you're just getting started, go 1 notch below what you want to stream at. Please, for the love of please, 1 notch below. If you want to stream 720, pick this one down here. Because when it comes to troubleshooting, you want to be able to move up and not down. You want to be able to perfect what you have and then push it a little bit more. Perfect what you have and then push it a little bit more. Perfect what you have and push it a little bit more. Because what's going to happen if you go too high, you're going to have a slideshow and then you're going to drop it way too far. And you'll be like, all right, this is fine. You know, you're going to overshoot it. So go 1 step below what you want to do and kind of inch your way up. So if you see 720p, go here. If you want to do 1080p, do the one below it. All right. And start from there and then work your way up because that's what this tool is designed for. This tool is to give you somewhere to start. All right. This tool is giving you somewhere to start. And again, this is perfect for new users, people who have no clue. And it's also good to validate your settings if you've already streamed before. So once you've done all that, click recommend settings. All right. This is where this tool really is awesome. All right. CPU advice. They have it broken down into 3 sections. CPU advice, game advice, and network advice because that's what it is. They tell you to set your FPS to 30. Do I have... I know I downloaded it. Did I keep it open? Yeah, I did. I have a copy of OBS here. And when they say set your FPS to 30, you go into OBS settings, go to settings, go to, I believe it's under video, and here you can see where the FPS is set. This is very, very small. I don't think you all can see it very well, but it is set to 60 on this video setting. For most new users, this is where you're going to do it. This is also where you're going to set your resolution. So if you've already dealt with OBS, that's where you're going to do it. Set your FPS to 30. You're going to be playing Hearthstone. You don't need 60 FPS Hearthstone. You don't. Stop telling yourself that. You don't need 60 FPS Hearthstone. You're not Crip. Crip doesn't need 60 FPS Hearthstone. He just doesn't. You don't. You can have it, but you don't need it. Okay, a bit rate of around 1,000 to 2,000 is sufficient for low motion games. And I agree with that. So if you're streaming Hearthstone and you got these settings that I have here that I chose, which was 640 by 480, whatever, blah blah blah, 1,000 to 2,000 is sufficient for that. Okay. Use game capture if possible for maximum performance. There's a feature in OBS which allows you to capture the game instead of capturing the monitor. So they ask you to use that. Use window capture with arrow enabled if game capture is unavailable. Not all machines are able to do game capture due to one or more reasons. So if you can't do game capture, make sure you have arrow enabled on Windows. If you don't know what Windows arrow is, Google it and it'll tell you how to turn it off and on. It'll be like the first or second result. Last thing. Yeah, you'll be able to watch this. I'm going to clip this out. For anybody wondering, this will be clipped out in my highlights, and every time we do a streamer workshop, they'll be clipped out, so you'll have it there. The final one is network advice, and network advice is that your upload speed is sufficient for 720p 1080p. So 2600 kbps is sufficient for 720p 1080p. Enable CFR for compatibility with stream services. That is here under settings and encoding. There is or is it under advanced? Yeah. Under advanced, there's a setting called Use CFR. Twitch has a standard for recommended settings. And if you don't abide by those recommended settings, sometimes you get a slap on the wrist and you're not compatible with everything. So you want to have these settings for compatibility as much as possible. Enable CBR for improved stream stability, constant bitrate. Same spot, settings, but you go to video. Or is it advanced too? Or encoding? I always have to peg for these. There it is. Use CBR under encoding. Check that as well. And they have a recommended max bit rate and a max buffer size setting. So again, these are settings to get started with. And again, if you are a streamer, I encourage you to use this to validate or invalidate what you're currently doing today. It's a good place to start. And this is where you can start tweaking. And when I talk about tweaking, let me kind of describe the process that I like to do, and different people have different techniques. I have a test stream, not something independent of this stream, and please, by all means, you should do the same. If you want to have a semi-serious stream with some dedicated users in the long term, and you want to seem semi-professional, you don't want to have a test stream. If you're just streaming just to mess around, you got 5 or 6 people that watch you that you know in person or whatever, then you could do your test streams on your live stream. They won't care. They'll be like, hey, your settings suck. Why don't you do that over there? Get yourself a test stream or a test channel. Stream to that with the recommended settings. Okay. Turn on archives. Go into your Twitch settings, turn on your archive so that it will archive your settings. If you have an upload speed as low as this, like 2600, don't watch your stream while you're streaming. Turn it off. Turn it off. Don't watch your stream while you're streaming. A lot of people make that mistake. Don't do that. Don't turn on your stream. Twitch does it for you. They do. They record. They do. And a bonus would be you get a friend to watch. Say, man, come on my test stream and check out my settings and let me know how they are. But if you're by yourself, and most times you will be, just turn the stream off. Let it record. Let it do what it got to do. And then go back probably like 5 to 10 minutes later, let Twitch do its churning thing. Go back in and look at your stream and see how it looks. Look at it on your. The cool thing is that I wasn't able to do this in the past. Look at it on your main machine. Look on a secondary machine if you have one. If you got a mobile phone or if you've got a tablet, that is a huge bonus. Bring up your channel on there. Go to your past archive or past broadcast and watch it, and see how it looks. And if your card stone looks great, hey, we got a winner over here. This is our stream. We're going to be like partner Twitch time. You know, we're going to go to TwitchCon 2019 and we're going to run things, you know? So, yeah. So that's what I have for you guys today. I'm going to open up the floor for questions now. If you guys got questions about your stream or if, now this is important, please, for the love of listen, if you have a link to an archive or a broadcast that you want me to see, ask a moderator or myself for permission first to post the link. Otherwise, you are going to get automatically timed out. It won't be me. It won't be a mod. The bot is going to time you out in the timeout corner of shame as a warning. So ask for permission if you need to post a link or your channel. Your channel name I don't need to know because I can just look at your name and look at your broadcast. But if you guys have questions, now's the time to ask. So we're going to put up the question music. I'm going to make you all feel really uncomfortable with question music. Crap, where's my question music? No. Okay. No. That's not question music. Question music. Okay. Should I? First question comes from Q Master Live. And he asks, should I or shouldn't I play music while streaming? I am not sure whether I should use game music or find some non-copyrighted music to play. That is a really, really good question to kick it off. Thank you, Q Master Live, for that. Okay. Music is a function of audience. That should be written on an index card and put in a book. Music is a function of audience. Some audiences want background music on the stream. And those audiences tend to be the people that most times those people are not playing a game with you. Because you got games like ARPGs and even the Hearthstone where they'll just have you in the background talking and they'll have their own music while they're playing a game. So they don't want your music. Sometimes people do play a game with you and they want to hear your music along with what they're playing. So it depends. So what you should do is poll your audience often. Get on their nerves, man. Say, do you guys like music or not? Should I turn the music? You guys like the music? Should I turn the music? Should I turn off the music? You hear me do it all the time. How's the music? How's the music? How's the music? The music what? Is the music? Is the music? Is the music? Poll your audience, man. Because music is a function of audience. Some people loathe and despise it. Some people absolutely have to have it. Like, I've had people come to my stream and say, you should turn on music requests. You should turn on song requests. That'll make the stream so much better. And then there's other people's like, you need to turn that crap off. I don't want to hear all that. So try to fill out your audience. And this is going to help you in the long run with a lot of other things, not just music. Fill out your audience. Determine what they like. I can tell you what you guys like. You guys are a mixture of both. There are some people here that don't like music, and there are some people that do like music. That's why I play it so freaking low. So I kind of found a happy medium. I try to play the music just so you can hear a little bit of it if I'm talking, but not that it's overpowering. Same is true for my background noise. So it took me years to come up with that, but you should poll your audience. But that's a good question. That's a really, really good question. And if I didn't answer your question, you can re-ask it another way or try to clarify. Buona, can you talk about recommended bit rate limiting for non-partners due to lack of client quality options? For okay. What I think I said this before. It was like I might still have it in here. There was a profile I set up just for that. Usually when my internet's acting up. It's like 540p, something like that. It was my 1500 one, I think. Give me 1 second. It might still be on here. Yeah, there's a 480p one. Let me see what this one was set to. This is old, though. Yeah. This is it. If you're not partnered, okay, or if you're not getting encoders, this is what he's talking about getting quality options. Don't reach for the stars. You need to squash that inner Shia LaBeouf. You're like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let my dreams be dreams. I am not going to stream 720p because I don't have encoders. You're going to alienate people. As much as your stream is going to look stellar and fabulous, if you are not partnered, do not shoot for the stars. Do not let your dreams be dreams. I mean, let your dreams be dreams. Shia, get out of my head. Go for something like I have here, 480p, 1500. And sometimes I go up a little bit more, like 540-ish. And you can see what these are if you go to the video tab, and you can see, like if you go down here, like if I set this to, let's see, if I type in 1280 by 720, I'm not going to save this. It puts it to 16 by 9 aspect ratio. On the resolution downscale, you can see some of the resolutions you can stream at. So 480 is 850 by 480. 576 is what I was thinking about. 576p, maybe like 2000 bit rate or something like that would be probably really good, a good medium. I wouldn't go over 2000 if you're not partnered. Stay below 2000 as much as possible and try to stay below. I wouldn't do 720p as well. And when I'm saying not partnered, I mean you don't have quality options. Now Twitch has greatly expanded their quality options, so make sure you don't have quality options before you do this. If you get a good amount of users, then you probably will have quality options most days, depending on who's streaming. But if you don't have quality options, I would go for that. Thanks. That's a great question. So usually there is one person using my net, and I'm supposed to have 170 down and 20 down and 20 up, I assume. But because it's Comcast, I usually get 5 to 6 up. What will be better, bicubic sharpener or bilinear? I have streamed before. Right now, bilinear with 720p, 2500 bit rate, and that works. If you're 5 to 6 up, and you're supposed to be getting 20, you need to get on the phone, because there's a huge price difference. You need to get on the phone. You need to get Comcast on the phone and check your signal levels, because that doesn't sound right. Even if people are on the internet, your upload shouldn't be saturated that much, unless they're doing some torrents or something. Because that your internet's better than mine, and you're only getting 5 to 6 up. That's really bad, dude. You should get on the phone. 720p 2500 is what. Man, I would try to go 3500 with that. Get on the phone with Comcast. Try to get to 3500, because 720p 3500 is kind of like the high end sweet spot. All right, you want to kind of strive for that, but like I said, you might have to start a little bit lower. But that's a good idea. I was trying to stream a game of League of Legends, but when I turned on my stream, my ping went from the normal 50 milliseconds to 140 milliseconds. And was hard to play. I was streaming at 60 FPS. Do you think lowering my FPS to 30 will help? Well, Studio, it depends on your Okay, your upload is 3295 and your bit rate was set to 2650. That's kind of close. You're not giving yourself enough room. I would say 60 to 70% of your max upload is probably going to be your actual. So of that 3295, you're probably only going to be getting about 2900 at any given moment. The speed tests try to measure your average, but they don't always do a good job. So if you only got 3295, I would set your bit rate to like 2000. I would give yourself some more wiggle room. That seems kind of close. I think that is the culprit. Also, you probably want to do a ping test at pingtest.net just to make sure there's nothing else going on, that there's no other factors going on with your jitter, with your ping and your latency and stuff. So definitely. Let's see. Buana is telling me my dreams will never come true. If I have a low upload speed, will an increased delay be more optimal or futile? It'll be futile. A low upload speed, delay is not really going to help you. The thing that's going to be the ultimate factor is just, what your bit rate is set to. And if you do have a low bit rate, you probably should always be doing 30 FPS because 60 FPS streams generally are going to require more bit rate across the board. Yeah. So, is it worth streaming at 60 FPS? Let me tell you a story about a man named Buana. Buana has an unnatural obsession with 60 frames. 30 frames is fine for most things. I can see, I'm one of those mutants that the console people talk about that can see the difference between 30 and 60 FPS. It's so buttery smooth. It makes me want to go grab a slice of toast and rub it on the screen and then eat it. I really, really like 60 FPS. And one of the things I'm working towards now is getting my streaming machine upgraded to an i7, really strong i7, so I can drop. We're going to talk about this probably next week. The encoding setting down from very fast to something else, to something slower, because that will make it look better. That's the odd thing about OBS. The slower you drop it, the better it looks. But I just absolutely love 60 FPS. It just looks good to me. Some people can't see the difference. Legit, they can't see it. But that's going to be one of those things that's going to be one of those things you should poll your users. And I've asked you guys before that question a couple times, and everybody said they like 60 more. A lot of these things and a lot of decisions you're going to make are going to be user related. You need to constantly ask your users questions, because there's going to be a big chunk of people out there that are not going to care about 30 or 60. You're like, boy, I watch on my phone. I don't care about 30 or 60. There's going to be those people. So definitely poll your users. Try to figure out what they want, what they desire, and then just like collate that stuff. Try to get a feel for your audience. So should I play my game at 1920 by 1080 60, and then let OBS downscale for streaming, or something less beefy? That's your decision, Iraq. Generally, the downscaling is not super harsh for most people, but I do use a downscaling because I know my limitations and I know that it's not going to really make that big of a difference. I want to play full screen. Some people can play windowed. Like they'll play a windowed 720p, or they even play a full screen 720p and just stream that. But 1080 60, it depends on what capture card you're having, or if you're going to be capturing the screen or whatever. If you got two PC set up or using a capture card, your card may not be able to stream 1080 60. You may be stuck at 1080 30. In which case, you probably would want to go 720 60. In that case, but 1080 60, I don't know, man. That's a hard one to answer. That's a preference thing. I don't think it's going to hurt your stream. But I think what you see versus what your users see You know, OBS is cool because you can change those up. Wouldn't lowering the CPU preset to a slower setting add lag users on the end user? Yes, it would. Yep. And that's a compromise one has to take. And one thing that I want to do is get that set up and then poll my users. I want to do some streams with Source on some excruciating settings. See how many people lag. See how many people don't. And just like do maybe a week or two of that. And if I get a lot of complaints, then I'll kick it down. Tell you, man, it depends on your audience. It greatly depends on your audience. But the good thing about me is that I have quality options. I have quality options, so I have that luxury. If you're not a partner, I was talking about this earlier. If you're not a partner and you don't have guaranteed quality options, that's shooting yourself in the foot. You don't give them a choice. They're gonna get what they get. But in my case, they can drop it to high. Seems as if I go any lower than faster, everyone like, well, Sujian, you have like super freaking NASA machines, man. Let me tell you. And you probably stream at 60, right? So if they're getting sourced from Sujian, they're probably gonna eat CPU. But here's the cool thing, Sujian. We're gonna get the HTML5. We're gonna get HTML5 next year. So it might be a good time to revisit it. That might be a good time to test it and see how it goes. Maybe the HTML5 player with the HTML5 underlinings will make it less strenuous on the client. But that is a good point, guys. He makes a great point. Dropping your settings and stuff is going to affect the client. Dropping your settings will make it look better. It's weird in OBS. Is this streaming in 30 or 60? This is 60, but in all actuality, if this was all I was streaming, you should stream this in 30 because there's nothing happening. But I don't want to restart the stream when I go to a game. Is it a good idea to host giveaways in order to drive traffic to a channel? Wow. Man. Q-Master, you coming with the hard punches, man. These are great questions, though. Giveaways are a mixed bag, dude. They are hit and miss. It's a valid marketing tactic for any online presence to do a giveaway. And some people, and this is based on feedback, I'm just thinking back what people have told me. Some people, they actually will not go to a stream hosting a giveaway for promotion. Like if they see in the title that at 500 users or 500 follows, I'm giving away X, they will just purposely not go there because they think the person is trying to get money from them. They see it as a gimmick or something like that. And that's a personal decision by them. It's nothing you've done. But it's a valid marketing tactic. It's commonly used that if you want to get more eyes on your stream, give people incentives to come. What more than incentive than a giveaway? I have done this quite a bit in the past, promoting my YouTube channel, and it helped. My YouTube channel grew a lot. I did like Halo giveaways, the Halo Master Chief Edition of Halo 3. I gave away 3 of them. I was at 3 rock bands. These were like $150 packages that I gave away out of my pocket to promote my stream. And I got a lot of people. I got a lot of new people, now a lot of new faces, and surprisingly, a lot of people stuck around. Giveaways are fun. Giveaways are fun to do. It's fun to give away. It's always good to give. I mean, even the meanest person on the planet likes to give. They like to give misfortune and anger, and they like to give misery. They love it. No, giving is fun, but it's a touchy topic because it's hit and miss, and there are scams and people that solely will try to game the system. And as Twitch grows, you're going to see more and more people try to game the system because of that fat partner money, that huge Twitch check that everybody's heard so much about, that lyric money. But I personally, I'm gonna tell you my personal opinion. That was kind of like a general statement. My personal opinion, dude, do what you want to do. If you want to do a giveaway to promote your stream, if you want to say, hey man, you've been following my channel for 3 years straight, I'm gonna gift you a copy of Bad Rats right now. Right now, man. I'm going to the site right now. I'm gonna gift you a copy. You want to do that, you do that. Because at the end of the day, it's your stream, man. And if they don't like your stream for that reason, later on down the line, they'll probably leave it for another reason. Because that's petty, man. That's petty to leave a stream. So do what you want to do, man. If you want to do a giveaway to promote your stream, do it. Just do it. Channel that Shia LaBeouf. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday you said today. Tomorrow you said yesterday. And you ate some cake. So just do it. I'm going to do it. Get yourself out there on Twitter. Get yourself down the social media channels, man. And promote, cross-promote. Go to other streams. Interact and mingle with other streamers. Don't go in there spamming your channel. But, you know, get your name out there. I found you via Elite Dangerous, stuck around for the laughs. I'm a smart and personable. Hey, man, who doesn't want Bad Rats? Yeah, but good questions, man. Q-Master came prepared. Oh, somebody asked about the Twitch test tool. Hold on. I forgot about that one. Have you used, and if so, would you recommend the Twitch test tool? I don't know what that is. Is it all one word? Test my... What? Alright, I guess I'm going to Google. Twitch test tool. What is this? Oh, this is. I use Rich's Analyzer a lot. This is a good tool here. Use this. This is another tool for you guys to put in your toolbox. Put that in your toolbox. I love this tool. This is Rich's tool. But I've never used it, man. I'll have to check it out. What was that? Was that Matrix? Who asked that? Yeah, Matrix CPA. I have to check that out. I haven't used it. I started watching one for Tia 2. I stayed for the Minecraft. Now I'm hooked for life. Aww. You guys are going to make me cry. Did you stream Bad Rats? And I have not installed that freaking game, and I will not. Hypnomatic kept gifting it to me, man. Back in the day, Hypnomatic, a user named Hypnomatic, he's just sending me Bad Rats. Like, stop it. They're like, you have received a Steam gift. It got to the point to every time I got the Steam gift pop up, I assumed it was Bad Rats. The game was a penny at one point. I think it was Sujin who was asking about what's Bad Rats. It was 1 cent. For a long time, people bought many copies for massive trollage. Do you have a personal name for your computers? If so, what and why? That got nothing to do with streaming. It depends, man. I've named my computers like early. I named them after Star Wars stuff. That was like in the 90s. I went Naruto. I went Bleach. I went anime stuff for a while. I think right now I'm on a Bastion kick. No, I think one of them was named Bastion, and I think I got real creative and called my streaming computer Streamer. So, great questions, guys. We got about 15 more minutes. I'll just hang out, answer questions, and if you guys have, again, for future sessions, if you have like a clip that you want me to look at and I can give you like some feedback on it, not just on the quality, but what you're doing. I can critique. I mean, we can do some film study here, some live film study, and I can say, hey, man, you need to turn your music down, or not the music down, but you need to turn your game volume down. I can't hear you. I did that to S'mores the other day. I was like, hey, man, your game volume's too loud. I can't hear you talk. or like if you know, you're not watching chat enough, that kind of stuff. If you're not talking enough, let me tell you. Let me go on the tangent while you guys get more questions. You need to keep talking on your stream. You need to keep talking. And let me answer Jared Blaze's questions. What about choosing ingest servers? Choosing ingest servers is a kind of like a something you just do, you develop over time. Me, I have bounced between Twitch ingest servers, and what he's talking about is this here. This is another link I use from Rich. There's different Twitch ingest servers out there. These are the servers you connect to the stream, and it does make a difference of your stream quality, which one to pick. And I first went with the assumption that I should choose a server that's closest to me. So I'm on the East Coast of the U.S. There's a Miami server, there's a Virginia server, there is a New York server, and then there's Dallas to the west of me. Okay. Oddly enough, not New York, but Virginia and Miami are almost around this, getting close to the same distance. I mean, the Virginia one is probably like another 30-minute drive, or maybe 30, 45-minute drive away. But Miami, Florida's pretty long state. Miami's pretty far away. So the first one I did, I mean, when I first started streaming, there was no Miami. It was just Ashburn, Virginia. So I've been using Ashburn, Virginia all the freaking time, and it's been my go-to. And when it breaks down, I go to Miami. So that's like my fallback. And I tried Miami for a while, and I ran tests on it, and it was fine. If Miami fails, I go to New York. If New York fails, I go to, is there a Boston one? I think there was a Boston one. There was a Boston one. I don't think, no, there wasn't Boston. And then I'll go to Dallas. Oh, no, Chicago. Not Boston, Chicago. I don't know why I got Dallas. I was thinking about Chicago. I know there's one like west of me. I just ping pong off of them. So when choosing an ingest server, pick the one first or closest to you. Watch for drop packets in OBS. If you don't know what drop packets are, you need to learn, because this is like the first sign. This is your first line of defense. Someone says, "Buona, I'm lagging." The first thing I do is look over and see if I'm dropping packets. Go and look at your OBS client at the bottom, dropping packets or drop frames. There is an entry at the bottom where it has a status and your bitrate and stuff called drop frames. You want that to be 0. If you are dropping any frames at all, it should kind of make you raise an eyebrow and be like, maybe I need to look at my settings. Because drop frames can be caused by overloading your streaming machine, can be caused by saturating your network, can be caused by a lot of different stuff. Either way, if you're dropping frames locally, it's going to be a problem that your users are going to see. So you got to decide whether it's Twitch, you, network, Comcast, whatever, man. You got to decide on what it's going to be. Did I ever change the status? You guys, I failed. I didn't change the status to Streamer Workshop. It still says Elite Dangerous, doesn't it? Crap. See, this is what you're not supposed to do as a streamer. It still says Elite Dangerous. For the love of Joseph. I thought I changed it. Holy crap. It still says... Oh my gosh. Streamer Workshop. Elite. After we're almost done. Afterwards. And this should say... the gaming talk shows. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry if you came here for Elite. Thanks for the hostel. I tweeted, but I didn't change the dashboard. You're absolutely right. All right, so that's updated. So yeah, I hope that answers that question. So that was Jared Blaze. Gravegiver asks, what's your retirement plan for when Star Citizen was released? And when you go to play... You crazy, man. Star Citizen joke. What do you do on off-stream wise? Sorry, I know it's not about streaming. I work for Hewlett Packard. I am a technical marketing enablement person. for HP software. I've been there. I just celebrated my 9th year with HP. But I've been doing like this role in this job for longer than that because HP bought out the company that I was at before that. Qmaster asks, are there specific times of day that are good for new people to stream? Okay, it depends on what you're streaming. All right. Because that's where you're going to have, you have to, one thing you should do periodically, and I do it myself, go to Twitch. Say you're a CSGO streamer. I know you play CSGO. Go to Twitch periodically throughout the day. Look at the directory. Like go to games. Go to CSGO. Should be up here near the top. See who's live. Just see who's streaming. You got Tapman. You got Josh. You know, Summit probably is going to be going. You got Jericho. You got all these big names. So you go, well, if I stream during that time, those are going to be the people I have to contend against. Then you got all these female streamers that are going to be streaming. Get a feel for who's streaming when. That's going to play a part as to how many people are going to watch you stream. If you're a variety streamer, it's not going to matter as much. But just keep that in mind. That's like scoping out the landscape. You want to see who's doing what when. But generally, it has been successful. It has been good for people to stream late night. U.S. The EU time slot is ripe for the picking. Let me tell you. I have almost every single time I have a stream that goes to like 5 a.m., my numbers are through the roof. Every single time. It is rare that I'm streaming like really, really late and I have less than like 150 people. So, but everybody can't do that. I mean, even when I do it, I don't want to do it because I have to work the next day. But the EU time slot is ripe for the picking, man. If you can do it, man, get in there. I mean, you're going to have EU competition, but I'm telling you, I found that to be the best. So let's go back. Before I answer any more questions, I want to finish my thought on talking. Because this is very important in the last 9 minutes I got left. Talking on a stream can make or break your stream. I'm going to tell you. Because I'm a patient person, and even if I go watch a stream and the person doesn't talk for 3 minutes straight, I don't want to stick around. Unless they're doing just some super duper compelling gameplay. You need to keep talking. You need to talk to your chat. Nobody's talking in your chat or you got an empty room. You need to pretend like you're broadcasting a radio show. This came natural for Buona.org radio over here. I used to do a podcast. And when I recorded in the early days, there was nobody listening. I'd be like, this is Buona.org radio for episode 26 on July 20th, 2000 and nothing. We're here talking about the iPhone 3G and how much Steve Jobs has changed my... You know, I'm talking to nobody in radio voice. So you got to get used to that. It's going to be awkward. It's going to be really awkward at first. You're going to be like, man, what am I doing? This is stupid. But you got to get used to talking as if someone's there, even if nobody's listening, because it's going to make or break your channel. If you can't think of anything to talk about, you do what I do. You hear me, man? I talk to the characters in the game. I'll make up stories about. I got one of those imaginations where I just make up stuff. I'll talk to the people in the game. You know, I'm talking to somebody. So make sure you are talking. Just your voice needs to be coming across, and I think that kind of reiterates the point about having a mic. I am not one of those people that insist that you have a webcam. I don't think you need a webcam to be successful on Twitch. It'll help, obviously, in some ways, but a microphone is hard. It's really, really hard to have a successful stream on Twitch without a microphone. You got to at least have a microphone. I mean, you guys have seen my streams. I've had streams where I have no mic because I'd be like streaming throughout the day. And I'd be typing in chat. Completely different experience. It's completely different experience. It's like day and night. A microphone, if you guys are streaming and you don't have a mic, please consider getting one, because that is very important. Webcam, not so much. Microphone, please. Bonnie, you mentioned variety streaming. Could you speak to the challenges of getting started as a variety versus game specific? Sure. It is challenging. If you're starting out as a variety streamer, it is going to be very challenging. I think it's going to be more challenging than if you stick to one game. And that's going to be challenging in itself. Variety streaming, here's what happens. You can imagine you're at a fair or you're at a carnival, whatever you want to call it. And you're at a carnival and you have like bumper cars, you have like a roller coaster, and you have like darts. And those things where the guns where you shoot the things. And first night you opened, bumper cars was a hit. Everybody was doing bumper cars. I mean, but some people went over, they checked out the other stuff, but everybody was at bumper cars. Then the next day you decide, well, nah, I kind of want to do bumper cars tonight. I want to do the roller coaster only. And those people that came for the bumper cars are going to turn around and go home because they want to come for the bumper cars. Those people that enjoyed your park, enjoyed your food, enjoyed your company, they may come back and just hang out and be like, the roller coaster's all right. And then, you may do the roller coaster for like 2 or 3 days, and then you'll do the bumper cars again. Hey, you might get some people back. You may get like 5 or 6 people more than before, but you're going to get those people that just won't come back at all. That's kind of how it is with variety streaming. You have a hit or you have a game that you hit off. Look at me with Papers, Please. I got people still talking about that game. I go into streams, they're like, Buona, when are you playing Papers, Please again? You need to play Papers, Please. That game was awesome, Buona. You did so. And those people have not been to my stream since I stopped playing Papers, Please. And I was getting 500 to 1,000 people playing Papers, Please. So I struggle with it myself. But as a variety streamer, it is my choice to choose multiple games because I have more fun doing that. And that comes across in the stream. If I play Papers, Please every day, I'm going to get bored out of my mind, and it's going to come across in the stream, and I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to be miserable, and then everybody's going to leave. That's just my personality. I can't make myself do something I don't want to do when it comes to games. I just don't want to do it. I won't play it. But it's very challenging to keep the point. I said all that crap. Retainment is going to be a challenge, man. Retaining people with a variety stream is an uphill battle. I've been doing it for almost 9 years now, and I've been going between tech, between games, between social media, all these different topics, and I got a handful of people that have been through it all. A lot of you have not been through it all. A lot of you have been through bits and pieces. But I got this core group of guys that have been through everything, and it's not easy to do that, to just drag these people through all this stuff. You watch some people out, and they be like, whoa, boy, I haven't seen your stream since 2019. Or since 2003 or something like that. A long time ago. Because I haven't done anything they want to see. Or I just dropped off their radar. So if you're going to go to a dedicated game on Twitch, it kind of implies that you can play that game every day. It kind of implies that you're going to be following that game. It kind of implies that you're going to be on top of the news. It kind of implies that you're going to be all over the content. You're going to be on everything. Like if you're a Diablo streamer, you're going to be all over the builds. You're going to be all over the routes. You're going to be all over the double XP. You're going to be all over people getting banned. You're going to be all over that stuff. And you're going to have a core group of people that are going to be thinking like you. And they're going to stick around as long as you're playing Diablo. And if you're playing Diablo, they're going to be there. And the longer you're playing Diablo, the longer they're going to be there. The longer they're going to be there, the more likely they are to stick around. So it's a challenge, man. It's a personal decision on you, and it's whether you want to grow your audience. I'm still struggling with it today. Buona, when you playing Papers, Tribe, you guys are crazy, man. All right, guys, so it is almost 9. I want to thank everybody for coming. And And we're gonna do this again. This is something we do every single Monday. This is on our schedule. If you haven't heard the news, we are gonna have a rock hard schedule. That's gonna be set in stone. Mondays at 8 p.m. we're gonna do a streamer workshop. So if you guys,
please spam emotes in the chat.
Ignil, I saw. Hey man, thanks again for the resub. I thought you were already subbed. I must have missed whatever. Well, welcome back to the Cakeys, man. I appreciate that support, Ignil. Welcome back. Hope you enjoy your time here. Everybody give him a warm welcome. But we're going to end it here, and we're going to go to some video games now. We're going to end this segment. I will clip this out, so if you do want to come back and re-listen or use something as reference or try to blackmail me later, I will have the clip there for you guys. So thanks, everybody, for watching. We had a great turnout, good questions, and wow, went better than I thought it would.